Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at how to solve linear inequalities. So let's start by looking at an example. Assuming we have an example, 5x minus 2 is less than 8x plus 4. How do we solve an example like this? Now, whenever we have an example like this, the first thing we need to do is to group like terms. What do we mean by like terms? If we look at the equation that we have, we realize that 5x over here and 8x over here are the same because they have a variable attached to them. If we look at 4 and 2, they are also the same since they do not have any variable attached to them. So we need to group these guys together at one side. Now, with that in mind, the first thing we need to do is to maintain the 5x over here. Then we bring the 8x across the inequality sign. It becomes negative 8x less than, we maintain our 4 here and we send the negative 2 to the other side of the inequality sign. It becomes plus 2. So from here, we just go ahead and do simple arithmetic. 5x minus 8s will give me negative 3s less than 4 plus 2 will give me 6. Now from here, we divide both sides by negative 3 or the coefficient of x in order for us to just have the variable x standing alone. Now in solving inequalities, when you divide by a negative sign, the orientation of the sign changes or the sign changes. So over here we have a less than, but because we divided by negative 3, we're going to have a greater than sign over here, and then 6 divided by negative 3 will give us negative 2. So this becomes our answer for the first example. Now let's have a look at another example. Say example number 2. We have 2x plus 3 is greater or equal to 7x minus 1. Like we solved the first example, we're going to do the same thing. This time around, we're going to group like terms, but I'm going to move the 2x to the other side or to the right hand side of this inequality. So I maintain my 3 here. I bring the negative 1 across to this side or the left side. It becomes plus 1. Then I have greater or equal to 7x minus 2x. That is, we sent the 2x to the other side of the inequality sign. 3 plus 1 will give me 4, greater or equal to 7x minus 2x will give me 5x. From here, to have our x standing alone, we divide both sides by 5. And so we have our x to be equal to 4 over 5 over here. Now this is our answer. But if you want to write the x first, it means, let me use another color. If I want to write my x first, I need to write my x, and then I make sure that the sign is facing the number that it's facing. So if I have 4 over 5 over here, I need to make sure that over here, you can see that the sign is facing 4 over 5. I need to make sure it is facing 4 over 5 over here the same manner. I don't need to change it. Because if I'm writing x first, I need to make sure the back of the sign is towards the x, and then the 4 over 5, the sign is towards that one. Okay, so this becomes our answer. Either this side or this side, any of them is our answer. So let's go ahead and try more examples. Okay, so let's try example number 3. So we have 5 outside bracket 2x minus 3 is less than 2 inside bracket 1 minus x. So if you have a problem like this, how do we solve it? Now the first thing we do if you have a problem like this is to expand the bracket that we have. So we are going to use the number outside the bracket to multiply all the numbers inside the bracket. So 5 multiplied by 2 will give me 10x. 5 multiplied by 3 will give me negative 15, less than 2 multiplied by 1 will give me 2. 2 multiplied by x will give me negative 2x over here. Now I group like terms. I maintain my 10x over here, and I bring the negative 2x over here to the left side of the inequality sign, it becomes plus 2x. Then I have my 2 here. I send the negative 15 there, it becomes plus or positive 15. So 10x plus 2x will give me 12x less than 17 over here. So I now divide both sides by 12, both sides by 12. My s is less than my final answer, 17 over 12 as my answer. Alright, so now that we've been able to solve this, let me give you an example for you to try your hands on. So try to solve 6 minus 7x is greater than 3 outside bracket into bracket 2x plus 5. Pause the video and go ahead and solve this example. Okay, now let's go ahead and find a solution. Because we have the bracket on the right hand side, we need to expand it. So first of all, we maintain the 6 minus 7x over here on our left hand side, and then we expand the bracket. 3 multiplied by 2 will give us 6s, and then 3 multiplied by 5 will give us 15, positive 15. Like I said, we group like terms. You can group like term any way you want, but for me in this case, I will send the negative 7x to the right hand side. So I maintain my 6 here, and I bring the 15 to the left hand side, it becomes negative 15. Over here it's positive, so we need to make sure when we cross the inequality sign, it becomes negative. I have my 6s over here, then I bring the 7s, it becomes plus 7x. Now 6 minus 15 will give me negative 9, greater than 6s plus 7x will give me 13x. So I now divide both sides by 13. Now note, because I'm not dividing by negative 13, the sign will not change. So my answer will be negative 9 over 13 is that of x. Or if I write s first, then I need to make sure the sign is facing the negative 9 on 13, as I can see over here on the left hand side. So this is my answer. Now let's go ahead and solve one final example. Okay, so we have to solve for y in this inequality. So we have 2y plus 9 is less than 5y plus 15. Okay, so just like the way we solve for x, we're going to do the same thing for the y. So first of all, we group like terms. So I'm going to maintain my 2y here. Then I bring the positive 5y to the other side, becomes negative 5y less than, I maintain my 15, then I send the 9 to the other side, it becomes negative 9. So 2y minus 3y, minus 5y will give me negative 3y less than 15 minus 9 will give me 6. Yeah, to make my y stand alone, I have to divide by negative 3. Because I divide by negative 3, my sign will change. So my y, instead of being less than, will not be greater than. 6 divided by 3 will give me 2, so it becomes negative 2. So negative 2 becomes my answer. So y is greater than negative 2 becomes my answer. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we solve simple equations or simple inequalities in a linear way. This is how we solve it. This is all there is to it. If you divide by negative, you change the orientation of the sign, or if you want to rearrange and write your x on the left hand side, you need to make sure your sign is facing the variable that it is facing and don't switch it. So thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.